sir. You could talk to her all day long, but you're not allowed to touch.
What? No, it's not what you think, Hitch!
Hello everyone. Welcome back to Sansan, Best Anime Reaction. Last episode built a lot of internal tension, making it clear that unity is slowly breaking down. In this episode, I expect those tensions to surface in more visible ways. There may be sudden actions, shocking decisions, or moments that leave everyone questioning what the right path truly is. Season 4 is doing an incredible job showing how fear and ideology can divide even the closest allies. I'm also anticipating hints of a larger plan slowly coming together behind the scenes. This episode feels like it will push the story toward another turning point. Let's continue with episode 12 and see how the situation escalates.
I heard that memories could be transferred between Titans like us through physical contact. So I wasn't trying to do anything inappropriate to her just now, I promise. I just thought I should give it a try to see if I could discover anything.
Well, you are a boy at that age. I bet you'd like to do all kinds of discovering with Annie if you could.
Okay, I'm really sorry. Please don't ban me from coming back, Hitch.
I wasn't planning to. Annie would get bored out of her mind if she only had me to talk to her. This is kind of annoying, though. How's she this popular when all she does is sleep? There isn't that much to talk about when it comes to your crush, but have you been keeping up with the news these past few days?
No.
Read this.
The military continues to cling to power through the wrongful detainment of Eren Yeager. People are really starting to distrust the military.
I'm not sure what the brass thought would happen when they stopped giving the public any answers.
In their defense, it's not like we can go public about Zeke and the rumbling right now.
No one can save Eldia except Yeager! People forget that Yeager avenged them! The new Eldian Empire needs Eren Yeager!
What is this?
Apparently, there are protests like this outside every local military base.
Hey, Hitch! Lend us a hand, will ya?
Oh crap, guess I've got work to do. Armin!
Mikasa! There you are. I'm glad to see you made it in.
Yeah, we need to make use of this time while we have it. Let's go. Those are the new scout recruits.
Alright everyone, grab a chair, grab a snack, and emotionally prepare yourselves, because we're about to sit down and chat about Attack on Titan, the final season, episode 12, also known as the episode that calmly smiles at you, right before emotionally roundhouse kicking you in the soul. This episode isn't about giant titans smashing cities or people screaming while flying through the air on wires. No, this one is sneakier. This episode wears the disguise of character development and quiet conversations, but underneath, it's basically saying, hey, what if trauma, ideology, and moral gray areas all held hands and ruined your day? And honestly, it does that job beautifully. So let's rewind the ODM gear, take a deep breath, and walk through this episode together like old friends rewatching something we both know is going to hurt, but in a good, story-rich way. The episode opens by pulling us directly into the past, because Attack on Titan loves nothing more than answering one question while creating 5 new existential crises. We're taken into Zeke Yeager's childhood, and right away, the vibe is deeply uncomfortable in a very human way. Little Zeke is not having a great time. His parents, Grisha and Dina, are Eldian restorationists living in Marley, and they are very serious about their revolution. Like bedtime stories but make them political manifestos, serious. Instead of toys and affection, Zeke gets lectures about restoring Eldia and overthrowing Marley. His parents don't really ask what he wants. They tell him who he needs to be. And Zeke, poor kid, just wants approval. He wants his parents to smile at him, to be proud, to say, good job, without it being tied to the future of an entire oppressed race. But here's the tragic part. Zeke isn't particularly good at being a warrior candidate. He tries. He really does. But effort doesn't matter much when the system is brutal and the expectations are crushing. And every failure just adds another layer of disappointment to his parents' faces. You can almost feel the weight of it.
What are those kids doing here at HQ? Okay, yes. I did meet with Eren that day.
Oh?
I apologize for hiding that fact until now. It's proof enough that you were justified in detaining the volunteers.
How very kind of you to own up to it.
This is through no fault of yours, but you don't know what the world is like. It seemed to me that you would keep waiting to make a decision until it was too late. And it was clear that Eren had similar concerns.
I see. So that's when you told Eren to attack Marley alone, so as to coerce the military into taking action.
I wasn't quite that seditious, although I did tell him that the military government was due for a wake-up call.
That's all you told him? Why take the risk of meeting Eren in secret, without attempting to lay out some kind of concrete plan?
It wasn't secret, because as a former soldier of Marley, I realized that I was in no position to request even a public meeting.
So you understood that you were gambling with our trust, but the risk turned out to be well worth it, because it let you manipulate Eren into following Zeke's plan.
What would be the point in manipulating him? I only wanted one thing, for Eren Yeager to know who I was. No, that's not all. We wanted Eren's founding titan to crush Marley into dust. And it worked. Eren stood up for his principles and brutalized Marley just as we had hoped. Actually, he went even further. Eren answered our prayers for retribution with a divine fury that we had never dared to dream of. And the fact that he was capable of such an achievement is proof that he carries the founding titan. Commander Pixis, do you understand what's unfolding right now before our very eyes? We are witnessing a truly decisive moment in history. Very soon, two brothers will reshape our whole world. To be honest with you, I just want to have a decent view of the action.
It almost sounds like the main reason you met Eren was to slake your curiosity.
I suppose that's right. For what it's worth, I didn't tell any other volunteers what I was up to. I'm sure that you must see my deception as a betrayal. And it's true that my actions were reckless, but it's also true that I was acting in Eldia's best interest.
I'd certainly like to believe you. Towards that end, you'll need to recount everything that you and Eren talked about. But first, a word of advice about telling a lie. To make it good, you need to mix in at least a pinch of the truth.
Pressing down on him. Enter Tom Kasaver, aka the MVP of emotionally supportive adults in a nightmare world. Kasaver is a beast titan holder and a warrior researcher, and more importantly, he treats Zeke like a person. Not a symbol, not a weapon, just a lonely kid. They play catch together, which in Attack on Titan is apparently the highest possible form of emotional bonding. Seriously, if you see someone throwing a baseball in this series, prepare for trauma. Through these simple moments, Kasaver becomes the father figure Zeke desperately needed. And in their conversations, we start to see the philosophical roots of Zeke's worldview grow like dark little weeds. Kasaver tells Zeke about his own past, how he had a family, how his Eldian wife killed herself after discovering the truth about his Titan powers, how his son died because of the cruel world they lived in. And then Kasaver drops the idea that quietly reshapes Zeke's entire life. The thought that maybe the world would be better off if Eldians simply stopped being born. Not wiped out, not massacred, just gently faded away. This is the moment where Zeke's ideology is born, not out of hatred, but out of despair. He doesn't want Eldians to suffer anymore. He doesn't want children like himself to grow up crushed under expectations, fear, and persecution. In his mind, ending the cycle of birth is mercy. Twisted mercy, sure, but mercy nonetheless. Back in the present, this ideology suddenly matters a whole lot, because we learn that Zeke has shared this plan with Eren. And yes, the room temperature immediately drops 10 degrees. Zeke explains that with the power of the founding Titan and royal blood, they can alter the bodies of all Eldians to make them unable to reproduce. No more Eldians being born. No more Titans. No more hatred passed down through generations. The euthanasia plan, as Zeke calls it, is his final solution to a cruel world. And here's the genius of the episode. It doesn't present this as cartoon villain evil. It presents it as...
This is somewhere between absurd and appalling. How can people still doubt us after all this time? I thought we were comrades. We spent 3 years sweating beside you to build the railway and trade systems that this island needed. Your people are prospering because of us. We gave Eldia everything we had, Hanji.
I'm so sorry. When we first opened our railway 10 months ago, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, you're telling me. We swore to help fight for Eldia's future. We meant every word. Hanji, what's the matter with you? Huh? Yelena went behind the military's back and met with Eren in secret? Seriously?
Can you give me your word that she didn't tell you?
She never so much as dropped a hint. I promise.
Yeah. Your surprise seems to be completely sincere. To me, at any rate.
So she went that far.
You aren't saying that you can't believe she would do it. And based off that, I think you must know that it's in character for her.
I don't exactly know.
We may have approached it backwards, but Yelena has given us a reason to detain the volunteers. Now, I need you to tell me everything you do know about her, for the sake of our future.
My understanding is that it was Yelena who first recruited the volunteers. People were doubtful and wary, so things didn't go so well at first. More than once, Yelena proved her loyalty to us and to Zeke by getting her hands dirty. Any Marleyan who doubted us met with an untimely death, even when there were friends who ate and slept beside us. We overcame those losses by telling ourselves it was for the sake of the homelands Marley stole from us.
That's funny. Yelena's always argued for Marleyan rights here. She convinced us to let Marleyan prisoners have jobs. You make it sound like Yelena used to be merciless to Marleyans. Why would that change? Right. Please come with me, Onyan Capone. I need your help.
Huh?
I hear Hanji's been roaming all over the place.
Yes, the commander's been looking into a few leads we dug up.
I know. I gave the commander permission to take one of the detained volunteers, but... I'm afraid that I can't give you two permission to meet Eren.
Why not, sir?
Because we've just confirmed that Eren communicated with the volunteers in secret. This is likely what incited him to attack Marley. It's certainly something he kept quiet about leading up to the event. We're currently in the midst of an investigation to see what all was said and who all was involved in this meeting. Eren has maintained his silence ever since these facts were brought to light. Furthermore, we're still completely in the dark about what he did during his time alone in Marley.
Disturbingly logical. You can understand how Zeke arrived here. You can see the pain, the reasoning, the desperation. You don't have to agree, but you can't dismiss it easily either. Which makes Eren's reaction terrifying. Because Eren doesn't argue. He doesn't shout. He doesn't explode. He listens. And anytime Eren Yeager listens quietly, you should be very concerned. While all this heavy philosophical stuff is happening, the episode smoothly transitions us to another setting that seems calmer at first. The restaurant scene with Niccolo, the Browse family, Gabi, and Falco. And if you think, oh good, a break from existential horror, congratulations, you've been tricked. Niccolo, a former Marleyan soldier, has clearly fallen in love with Sasha through food. Which is honestly very on brand for Sasha. After her death, he's drowning in guilt, grief, and anger, especially toward Gabi, the girl who pulled the trigger. When Niccolo realizes who Gabi is, things escalate fast. There's rage, there's shouting, there's a bottle raised high enough to make you worry about the restaurant's Yelp reviews. And then comes one of the most powerful moments in the entire series. Sasha's father steps in, not with fists, not with screaming, but with words. Calm, heavy, grounded words. He talks about children being forced into the forest of hatred. About adults failing them. About how the cycle continues because no one is brave enough to stop it. This man, who lost his daughter, chooses compassion. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. And Gabi, for the first time, breaks. Up until now, Gabi has been a walking embodiment of indoctrination. Eldians on the island are devils. They deserve death. That's the story she's been fed her entire life. But now, she's staring at the family of the girl she murdered, and they aren't monsters. They're kind. They're grieving. They're human. When Kaya, the girl Sasha once saved, confronts Gabby, the illusion completely shatters. Gabby can't explain why Sasha...
I'm sorry to say that we believe that Eren is being manipulated by Zeke. I wouldn't have shared these secrets with you if you were anyone else, so I'll ask that you keep them to yourselves.
You really think that Eren would...
So what now? What will you do with him? Is that...
Oh, it's nothing. There was nowhere else to store the thing, so I had some recruits bring it up here.
Please hear me out, sir. We've known Eren ever since we were kids. If he refuses to talk to you, that's all the more reason to send us in. I know there's no guarantee that we can get him to tell us the truth, but there isn't any harm in trying, right?
The situation is too delicate right now. This conversation's over.
Why? You're right that there'd be no harm in letting us talk to him. So why would he forbid it?
If I had to venture a guess, it would be that the military has already decided he's a lost cause.
Excuse us.
If I'm right about that, then they're probably looking at candidates to replace him with.
I'll listen through the door.
Hold on, Mikasa, you can't!
It's fine. They're not gonna catch me.
You don't know that, and we can't afford to take the risk.
We can't afford not to take that risk. We need to find out what the military's planning. No matter what happens, I won't let Eren be... You okay?
I'm fine.
Oh no! Put out the fire! Quick! What's going on? Nearest water source! Here! We need a hand! Hurry up and get over here!
Hey, are you two all right? Hitch, what was that? The Premier's office just exploded. Has anyone seen him?
Give your heart and soul!
Our anger's finally reached them! The time has come for us to fight! How about right beside you? Our hearts and souls to the cause! 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 Our hearts and souls to the cause!
Premier Zachary had his custom chair brought to his room today. We believe that whoever delivered the chair must have planted a bomb in it. In addition to the Premier himself.
Deserved to die without admitting that the world she believed in is built on lies. And that realization hurts more than any punch ever could. Falco, bless his pure soul, just wants everyone to stop killing each other. He's the emotional support character we don't deserve. This restaurant scene mirrors Zeke's backstory in a subtle but powerful way. Both show children being shaped, and broken, by adult ideologies. Zeke was crushed by his parents' expectations. Gabby was weaponized by her nation's propaganda. Different paths, same tragedy. And through all of this, the episode quietly keeps reminding us that there are no simple villains anymore. Marley isn't purely evil. Parody isn't purely innocent. Zeke isn't a heartless monster. Gabby isn't just a hateful child. Everyone is trapped inside systems larger than themselves. By the time the episode ends, you're left with this uneasy feeling that something massive is about to happen. The pieces are in place. Ideologies are clashing. Secrets are stacking up. And Eren, well, Eren is standing at the center of it all, unreadable as ever. Episode 12 doesn't rely on spectacle. It relies on empathy, on discomfort, on making you sit with ideas you don't want to think about. It asks whether ending suffering justifies erasing a future. It asks whether forgiveness is stronger than revenge. And it asks the scariest question of all. What happens when someone believes they're saving the world? So yeah, no Titans throwing punches this time. Just words, memories, and the slow, terrifying realization that the final season isn't about who wins a war. It's about whether anyone can escape the cycle at all. And honestly, that might be even scarier. Now, before we actually close this emotional roller coaster of an episode and pretend we're fine, there's one detail I really want to sit with a little longer. It's quiet, it's subtle, and if you blink, you might think nothing happened at all. But in classic Attack on Titan fashion, that silence is screaming. I'm talking about
The explosion killed 3 soldiers. We don't know who was behind this or what their motives were.
All but one of the volunteers have been on house arrest. And Onyan Capone here was with me all day.
Then can you think of anyone else who might have been responsible?
Before he died, Premier Zachary said that a group of recruits brought the chair to his office.
Where were these recruits from?
He never told us what branch they were with. But as Mikasa and I were heading to his room for our appointment, we happened to notice a group of recruits leaving HQ in a rush. And those recruits were scouts.
Speaking of your regiment, I hear that a few of you scouts were arrested and charged with leaking information about Eren to the public. You don't think—
Urgent news! Eren Yeager escaped! He broke out of his underground cell!
Mobilize all troops and track him down!
Yes, sir!
Hurry! There's no time to spare!
What the hell is going on right now?
Quite the crowd. Miss everyone? In addition to our comrades here, we have many who are still within the military, such as the soldiers who killed Dallas Zachary with a bomb. No one can save the Eldian Empire. No one but you, Eren Yeager.
It's okay, Mikasa. Eren will understand. If we can just talk to him, then he'll understand.
Go find out where they're keeping Zeke.
Flock Forster and his cohorts have vanished from prison, along with some 100 soldiers and guards. It's apparent that they planned for this mass desertion to match the timing of Eren's escape. And for the record, I have no doubt that they perpetrated the Premier's murder. This group needs a name. From this point on, let us refer to these anti-military insurgents as the Jaegerists. I can think of no one better than Commander Hanji to tell us their goal.
In the short term, their goal is to ensure that Eren meets with his brother. And in the long term, they intend to reform the military with Eren at its head. They demonstrated their resolve by way of assassinating our Premier. It's obvious what provoked them to act as they have. They must have learned about the military's plan to transfer the Founder, even though you kept it secret from us scouts.
Only because we knew exactly what would happen if we did tell you. In any case, many of these Jaegerists are from the Scouts. How will you take responsibility for their actions, Hanji?
I'm willing to accept any punishment, but I won't resign from my post.
Eren Yeager's reaction to Zeke's euthanasia plan. Or more specifically, his lack of reaction. Think about Eren for a second. This is the same guy who once shouted about freedom so loudly it felt like the walls themselves were trembling. The same Eren who charged headfirst into danger, who punched Titans without thinking twice, who screamed, cried, and raged whenever someone threatened his idea of freedom. This man is not known for sitting quietly and nodding. And yet here he is. Zeke lays out one of the most extreme plans imaginable. Ending the Eldian race by preventing future births. No screaming, no dramatic music cue, no immediate moral explosion, just words, calmly spoken. And Eren listens. He doesn't interrupt. He doesn't argue. He doesn't even visibly flinch. That should scare you, because this is not the silence of someone confused or hesitant. This is the silence of someone calculating. What makes this moment so powerful is how it contrasts with everything we know about Eren. Earlier seasons trained us to expect emotional outbursts. If Eren disagreed with something, the world would know. But the Eren sitting across from Zeke in this episode is different. This Eren has seen things. This Eren has memories from the future. This Eren understands that words are tools, and silence can be a weapon. By agreeing, or at least appearing to agree, with Zeke, Eren isn't just nodding along. He's buying time. He's stepping closer to the power he needs. And the episode never spells this out for you. It trusts you to feel that something is off. Another fascinating layer here is how this moment reframes Zeke's emotional vulnerability. Zeke is opening up in a way he rarely does. He talks about his childhood, his pain, his beliefs. In his mind, he has finally found someone who understands him. A brother, a partner, someone who shares his dream of ending suffering. And Eren lets him believe that. That's the tragedy of it. Zeke, for all his intelligence and planning, is still that lonely kid playing catch with Kasaver. He wants
That would be the height of irresponsibility. And there's a lot we don't know yet. These Jaegerists could have members hiding anywhere in any branch.
That's quite true. In fact, I might be looking at some now. Perhaps one of you will turn out to be a suicide bomber.
Please, don't be ridiculous, Rogue.
We've been played for fools once, so why should we trust you now? Until the scouts prove themselves, they must be contained. That's enough. Remember that we have a guest here. And even if that weren't the case, this is no time to be bickering amongst ourselves. Hanji, how many soldiers know where Zeke is confined?
Captain Levi is guarding him with an escort of 30 soldiers. Then there are the 3 soldiers who deliver supplies to them. And aside from myself, that's it.
Please have those 3 brought here. Nile, is the Queen's residence secure?
Its location is a well-kept secret, but I'll look into it anyway.
We know what Eren wants. He'll seek out Zeke first, and Historia if that fails. So we must keep both of them out of his reach at all costs.
Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir. You're our most senior commander. So now that the Premier's been assassinated, the only person who can lead us is you. What kind of strategy do you think we should adopt right now?
Well, it seems to me they've got us beat. So I was thinking we'd surrender. Against enemies mixed within our ranks, we have no other recourse. Even if we did somehow manage to smoke all of them out, imagine how much blood we would have to spill. We don't have the time or the numbers to waste on such folly. It's the decisions we made as leaders that caused these soldiers to desert us. That's what brought about our defeat.
But sir, you can't actually intend to bow down to the people who murdered the Premier.
I knew Zachary for many years. To live and die by revolution is something that I think he would have wanted. And regardless, I don't think that any of the 4 soldiers who were killed would have wanted their deaths to be the cause of Eldia's downfall.
So instead you want us to submit to the Jaeger brothers?
No, not entirely. We'll use Zeke's location to negotiate with Eren and trust him to accept that he has other enemies. Once we've re-established peace, we'll once again stake Eldia's survival on a test run of the rumbling. However, we will not bring up the subject of how our leader was murdered. We'll look past it. If that is the price of saving hundreds or even thousands of our comrades, then we'll pay it. We've talked quite enough. Now get to work.
Yes, Commander!
Commander Pixis.
Please forgive that unseemly display, Lady Azumabito.
It's fine. Every nation goes through this.
Still, I'm afraid that I can't guarantee your safety right now. Until we're able to settle this matter, I suggest that you wait at the port.
Right. We sincerely hope for a swift end to this turmoil and for Eldia's victory.
He wants someone to tell him that his suffering meant something. And when Eren listens quietly, Zeke takes that silence as agreement. As acceptance. As love, even. But the audience knows better. Or at least, we start to suspect. Attack on Titan has always been obsessed with perspective, and this scene is a masterclass in that obsession. From Zeke's point of view, this is a moment of unity. From Eren's point of view, it's a step towards something else entirely. And from our point of view as viewers, it's deeply unsettling because we don't yet know what Eren is truly thinking, but we know enough to be afraid. There's also a thematic mirror here with the restaurant scene. Just like Gabi is forced to confront the reality behind the ideology she was taught, Zeke believes he has finally moved beyond blind belief into rational compassion. But both characters are standing on shaky ground. Gabi's worldview collapses when faced with humanity. Zeke's worldview, meanwhile, is built on the idea that suffering can only be ended by removing choice altogether. Eren's silence connects these 2 arcs. He is the bridge between action and consequence, between belief and execution, and that's what makes this detail so important. This episode isn't about the plan itself. It's about trust. Who trusts whom? Who is being honest? And who is quietly moving the pieces on the board while everyone else is still explaining the rules? By the time the episode ends, we haven't seen Eren do anything evil. He hasn't attacked anyone. He hasn't shouted about destroying the world. But in many ways, this calm, unreadable Eren is more dangerous than ever before. Because now, he understands the enemy. He understands the system, and he knows exactly what people want to hear. So when Eren sits there, listening to Zeke talk about ending the future of an entire people, and simply says nothing, that silence becomes one of the loudest moments in the entire series. And once you notice it, you realize something chilling. This isn't the story of a man reacting to fate anymore. This is the story of a man preparing to rewrite it.
Lady Mikasa, please, if things take a turn for the worse, don't hesitate to make for our ship.
I'm grateful to you for offering, and I appreciate your concern. That being said, I see myself as an Eldian. I want to fight for the future of the place where I was born and raised. So please, don't worry about me.
What are you talking about? You're the entire reason we crossed the sea to come to this place.
You came for our resources. So long as we stay open to trade, you don't care who leads this nation. You just need the rumbling to succeed, right?
That's true. If the promise of the rumbling turns out to be an empty one, Hizuru will say our clan acted alone and hang us out to dry. Our investments will amount to nothing, and the Azumabitos will succumb to our debts.
Sounds like one more reason that I shouldn't rely on you.
The Azumabito clan had no choice but to adapt to these turbulent times. But as a result, our prestige has been reduced to the point where we're now derided as a pack of wretched, money-grubbing vixens. Still, we haven't lost our pride as a clan any more than your mother had when she engraved our crest into your wrist. No matter what becomes of this land, we truly wish to protect you.
You're working with Eren even though he killed the Premier?
Hey, nobody knows if he was behind that or not.
Keep your voice down, Mikasa. People suspect us of being Jaegerists as it is.
I'm still not sure whose side you're on. Care to tell us?
Armin and I were there when the bomb went off. We almost got killed by the blast. That answer your question?
Enough. Like Commander Pix has said, this is no time to fight amongst ourselves.
What do you think of his plan? Would you really be comfortable entrusting all our fates to Eren and Zeke?
No. This doesn't feel right. Zeke and Yelena knew that they would never be free of suspicion, so they came up with an insurance plan. And now we're watching it pay out. Our best bet is to assume that they have more contingencies in place. Let's focus on figuring out what Zeke plans to do next, before he makes even bigger fools of us than he has. If it turns out that I'm getting worked up over nothing, that'll be a welcome relief.
Do you have any leads in mind?
I noticed that Yelena secured work for Marleyan prisoners in a lot of strange places. One good example would be restaurants.
This building's so big!
I've never seen anything like it. Neither have I.
It must be your lucky day.
Y'all ready for some fancy dining? Yeah!
Soldiers, always rushing off somewhere.
Gabi and Falco seek help from a Marleyan prisoner of war. Will the revelation of truth result in a brightened future? Or something else? Next episode, Children of the Forest.
Thank you so much for watching this video on General Sansan Anime. I really appreciate you spending your time here and sharing this anime journey with me. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Your support truly means a lot and helps the channel grow stronger every day. I'll be back very soon with more exciting reactions, emotional moments, and unforgettable anime scenes for all of us to experience together. Until next time, take care, keep enjoying anime, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.